Hello, my name's Elizabeth Laird and I'm delighted to be shortlisted for the Scottish Teenage Book Prize 2018. The name of the book, the title of the book is Welcome to Nowhere, and it's got beautiful illustrations in it by Lucy Eldridge. The book is set in Syria, where, as you know, there's a very dreadful civil war. And it's about a family of 3 teenagers. And they're caught up in the war and bombed out of their home, forced to flee to the country, and from there they have to escape into Jordan, where they spend a difficult time in a refugee camp. But the story is full of hope and there are quite a lot of laughs along the way. An explosion at the far end of the street made us all start. Granny gave a little scream. "Is that shooting? We'll all be killed!" Blooms of white smoke were slowly coiling along the street towards us. "Tear gas," said Bassam. "We've got to get out of here, now." I can't," began Granny. I was losing patience. "Granny, do you want to choke to death? Do you want to be shot?" I shouted at her. "Just do what Bassam and Latif say. They'll all get us home." "Here, give me the baby," said Latif, holding his arms out to Nadia. "Look after the old lady, Omar. Let's go." Bassam was looking out from the entrance. He waved to us to follow him. "Come on, now!" We were on the pavement for no more than a few seconds before Latif and Bassam plunged into a narrow alleyway that ran along the pharmacy behind Auntie Majda's building. The sight of soldiers armed with guns coming up the street had made Granny momentarily freeze with shock, but then she caught a whiff of tear gas. She put the end of her abaya up to her face, and with her other hand she gripped my arm so fiercely that it felt like a claw. I think I would almost have enjoyed that mad scramble over walls, down dark alleyways and through deserted buildings if it hadn't been for Musa and Granny. I was scared that Musa would hold us up and afraid that Granny would fall or scream and draw attention to us. Every wall and heap of rubble was a challenge for both of them. I must admit, though, my respect for Granny shot up that day. She followed Latif and Bassam without a word. Even when we had to lift her up and hand her over the walls like a bony parcel, she did nothing more than grunt. On her feet again, she just dusted down her long black abaya and scuttled after the boys, like a busy black beetle. Musa managed somehow. It was nearly half an hour before we got home. The streets in our part of the town were quiet and empty. I was very lucky, really, when I wanted to research this book, because I had a friend who worked in the refugee camps in Jordan, and she was able to get me invited to 2 of the camps in the north to run workshops for teachers. And of course I was there. I saw the camps. I met the people. They told me their stories. For example, there was Maher. He was brought up in Palmyra, a city which has been, I'm afraid, really trashed by ISIS, the Islamic State. And he told me about his childhood selling postcards in the ruins. And I thought, I'll have you. And I put him in the book. And so all kinds of little things happen here and there and everywhere. You pick up a bit here like a magpie, a bit there, and you think, I'll have that, and you put it in the book. I really hope that this book will make a difference. And these are the ways in which I think it can make a difference. The first thing is that something you can do, and that is if you hear people saying bad things about refugees and asylum seekers, just don't stand for it. Stand up for them and say, look, these are people who've had a really difficult time. Just think about what they've been through before you start criticising. But also, if you look at the back of the book, I've written a letter to you, the reader. So you can just take a look at that, have a look at the back of the book, Google their website and see what you think. I hope you're going to enjoy reading the shortlist this year, everyone, because actually reading is the best thing there is, and the books you read you'll never forget when you've long forgotten all the films and all the rest of it. So have a great time. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you very much for watching this video. Goodbye.